Hello and welcome to Making Sense of Equations with Kay Brown. Today you'll be learning how to make sense of equations, and I'm Kay Brown. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with what is an equation. An equation is just a number sentence that uses an equal sign in it. A number sentence with an equal sign. Do you see EQUA right there and EQUA right there? That shows you that it means the same thing. So an equation uses the equal sign. It just means you have something on this side of the equal sign and something on this side of the equal sign. Something on both sides, and they have to be the same. Because remember that the equal sign means the same as. Okay, let me show you some examples of equations. One example of an equation would be 15 plus 8 equals, do you already know? It's 23. 15 plus 8 equals 23. This is an equation because 15 plus 8 really is the same thing as 23. You could also think of it like a teeter-totter or a pan balance where it has to be the same on both sides or else one side's heavier and it's not equal. Well, the equal sign has to be the same, so it needs to be exactly even. So I'm going to draw it like this, a teeter-totter, like this. 15 plus 8 is 23. If I add it together, this is 23. So I have 23 on this side, and I had 23 on this side, so it's equal. That's an equation. Another example of an equation would be something like, I'm going to show you a little bit of a harder one. I could have 20 plus 15 is the same as 40 minus 5. If I do 20 plus 15, that's 35. And then on the other side, I have 40 minus 5. If I do 40 minus 5, that's 35. So they're still equal. So my pan balance, or my teeter-totter, would still be balanced. It's not unequal. One side is not bigger than the other. It's perfectly balanced. It's equal. An equation is equal. Alright, one more example would be something like 6 is the same as 12 minus 6. Is that true? What is 12 minus 6? 12 minus 6 is 6, and on this side, it's just a 6. So 6 is equal to 6. My balance would be even because it's equal. Okay, last one. This one's kind of hard. I have 12 on this side of the equal sign. And on this side, I have 18 plus 4 minus 10. Now, when you look at this, at first, it does not look equal. It looks like there's way more on this side of the equal sign. It looks like our teeter-totter would be down because this side is heavier. But let's actually solve this. Let's start with 18 plus 4. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. But I still have a minus 10 right here. So what is 22 minus 10? It's 12. So I have a 12 on this side of the equal sign and 12 on this side of the equal sign. So even though I had a lot more numbers on this side, it is still an equation because it's still balanced. I still have 12 on each side. Now sometimes you're going to be asked to solve an equation, but there's going to be unknowns, mysterious numbers that you have to figure them out. I'll show you an example of what I mean. If you have an unknown, usually it just uses the letter N. N just means number. See, look, I used an equal sign. N is the same thing as a number. Your job is to figure out what N is. For example, you might have an equation that says 15 equals 6 plus N. Your job would be to figure out what is N. Well, we would have to use our fact families. I'm going to start at 6 and count up until I get to 15, which would be the same thing as doing 15 minus 6 to figure out what I need to add to 6 to get to 15. I like to count up, so I'm going to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I got 9. If I do it this way, 15 minus 6, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, I still get 9. So now I know that n is the same thing as 9. Do you see how the fact families really helped me out? Even though this was an addition problem, I used subtraction to figure out what to put here. And then I can check to make sure I'm right by doing 6 plus 9. 6 plus 9 equals 15. It balanced. It's an equation. Another example might be an 8 on this side of the equal sign, and then n minus 5. This is a subtraction problem. I'm going to have to use my fact families to figure out what n equals, because it's unknown. This just means some number needs to go here. But what number is it? So I'm going to add my two numbers together. 8 plus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I found out that n is actually 13. And then I can check my work. What is 13 minus 5? 13 minus 5, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yep, 8. It's equal. My equation balanced once I figured out that n was 13. Sometimes you're going to have to figure out that equations are not equal. Here's what I mean. If I have 6 is equal to 5 plus 4, what is 5 plus 4? It's 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Is 6 the same thing as 9? No. So the way we write not equal is an equal sign with a slash through it. Not equal. Here's another example. If I had 18 minus 4 on this side of the equal sign, and I had 5 plus 3 on this side of the equal sign, well, let's go ahead and solve both sides to see if it's equal. 18 minus 4, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So this side is 14, and on the other side I have to do 5 plus 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 14 the same as 8? No way. So we say 14 is not equal to 8. If this was on a pan balance or a teeter-totter, this side would be way down because 14 is much more than 8. If this equation was on a teeter-totter or a pan balance, this side would be down because 9 is more than 6. It's not equal unless you're balanced. If one side is more than the other, you write not equal. Okay, let's do some practice problems, and if you need to pause the video so you have more time to do it, that's totally fine. First, I want you to tell me if this equation is equal or not equal. So you'll fill in the circle with an equal sign or not equal sign. I have 13 on this side and 7 plus 7 on this side. So I need to figure out what is 7 plus 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so I know 7 plus 7 is 14. Is 13 equal to 14 or not equal to 14? Hopefully you know 13 is not the same as 14. Let's do another one like that. On this side, I have 26 minus 3, and on this side, I have 21 plus 2. I'm going to have to solve both sides before I can figure out if they're equal. So I'm going to start at 26 and count backwards by 3. 26, 25, 24, 23. I know this side is 23. And on this side, I have 21 plus 2. 21, 22, 23. So this side is 23. Is 23 equal to 23? Yes, they are exactly the same. So I put an equal sign. All right, let's try one like this. Solve for n. Whenever you solve for n, you will write n equals and then whatever number you figured it out to be. So I'm trying to get to 14. On this side, I have 11 plus something. This is an addition problem, but I don't know what I'm adding together. So I can use my fact families and subtract to figure it out. So I'm going to write 14 minus 11. I know that 4 minus 1 is 3, and 1 minus 1 is 0, so n equals 3. I can try it out by adding 11 plus 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus nothing is 1. Yep. 14 equals 11 plus 3. Now I know that it is equal. It's balanced. Let's do one more. N minus 5 equals 7. So I have to start with a number, take 5 away, and have it end up as 7. Since this is a subtraction problem, I'm going to use my fact families and use addition to figure out the answer. So I am going to add 5 plus 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 plus 7 is 12, so that means n equals 12. And then I can actually check my answer by changing into 12 and taking away 5. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yes, it is equal. 12 minus 5 equals 7. Last one. N equals 9 plus 9. On this one, I just need to find the sum. I just have one simple addition problem, and I just need to figure out the answer. 9 plus 9 is 18, so I'm going to write n equals 18. Thanks for watching.